Is your magic meter running low? Well, we've got a cure for you. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli.
And I'm Patrick Dougal.
And today we're going to talk about something that is really popular in the Disney world, but not official in the Disney world, which is kind of interesting. And that is the unofficial days that the parks kind of celebrate. And so these are days that groups organize. They're,
Yeah, not Disney official.
Not Disney official. They kind of like, if it gets big enough, they definitely recognize them.
Yes.
Like it is known, like that is that day at the parks. Be prepared for large crowds.
Yeah.
And they're cool with it because obviously we're bringing them a lot of money, but they're not official. So shall we go through it? There's a ton of them. We're not going to get to them all by any means. But let's start off, I think, with probably the most well-known one, which is Dapper Day.
Yeah. And it's not only... Now, this event happens twice a year, usually.
On both coasts.
Both coasts. There's a spring and fall one. And actually, in 2016, the website for Dapper Day has added a date for Disneyland Paris.
Ooh.
So they're getting into the Dapper Day-esque spirit over there. But it's been happening over in the parks for a couple years now. I want to say
it's quite a few, actually. I just think I feel like this year it got really big.
Every year it just gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Now, when was the first time that you heard of this or experienced it? How did you come upon it?
I think the first time I've heard of it, I didn't know about it. I actually went to the parks during a Dapper Day. No idea what was going on. And I believe that was in 2012.
That's exactly what happened to me. I don't remember the year. It was a few years back. It was actually a Super Bowl Sunday.
Okay.
And the secret used to be go to Disneyland on Super Bowl Sunday because it'll be dead. That secret is out now. Every mother and their child is at Disneyland on Super Bowl Sunday. But in any case, on that year, it happened to be on Super Bowl Sunday. I went and I saw all these people dressed so dapper, and I was like, what is going on here? And somebody told me this is Dapper Day, and this is like an annual thing or a biannual thing. And I was like, well, that's so cool. So I signed up for the email list and checked it out. And basically, I don't even think we explained what it is yet, but it's a day where you basically dress dapper. Somebody that first day that I went, or that time I came across it rather, explained to me that like you're supposed to dress like it's opening day of the park.
Yeah.
But when you check out the official site, that's nowhere to be seen. It actually says you can be dressed from any time period. It's just you dress really nice, like you dress in your Sunday best.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun. And
I think the most memorable Dapper Day experience is the first time I ever went to Dapper Day. This couple dressed up in grayscale costumes, like a photo
I love that.
from the opening day, and even their skin they painted gray.
I love the grayscale thing. I have a friend that does that, and it's so cool if it's done well.
Oh yeah, so it looked like a photo from opening day. Is great.
That's really cool. We should do that. Somebody's got to do
Too much work.
It is a lot of work, especially
being in paint all day at Disneyland.
My friend who does it goes really into it and like has the contacts and everything, and it's crazy. But yeah, Dapper Day is a lot of fun. They happen twice a year. Let's see,
I think spring and fall.
Yeah, spring and fall.
There's really every year. There's not really a set date. Usually it's in September, October. And then March, April for spring. And they're on different days for both coasts. Usually Disneyland has those first, and then Walt Disney World and so on.
Yeah, and the thing is like there's nothing, the only like official things that happen kind of are just little meetups where there's usually a photo in front of the castle that everybody gets together for. But like, or sometimes they'll be like, oh, everybody go on the Mark Twain at such and such time. But the fact is that it's gotten so popular that I actually feel like they're dissuading them from doing that a bit because crowds get insane. Like this, I went to one that I remember there was a photo in front of the castle like right around parade time and it got crazy. So, but I guess that's good if it gets big. I kind of miss like it being a secret though, personally.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
It's just only going to get bigger and bigger, and it is a more involved event here in Disneyland just because it's such a local event. That they actually started doing the Dapper Day Expo, which is free. I know over at Walt Disney World it's still just the day, and kind of usually it's just cast members and Orlando locals, which isn't as nearly as many as they have here for Disneyland.
Yeah, we're definitely a local park.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
There's some difference. I feel like it's more official if you call it over at Disneyland, but it's still an unofficial thing altogether.
Totally. Moving on from there, have you heard of Star Wars Fan Day?
No.
This is kind of interesting to me because it was kind of a revolt against Disney by the Star Wars fans who are upset that Star Wars weekends happens only in Florida. And they're like, we want like a Star Wars event here at Disneyland. And so they started Star Wars Fan Day. Usually happens in June. And this is just kind of like, once again, just kind of meetups.
So this is a Disneyland specific.
This is a Disneyland. I find that actually most of them are Disneyland specific, which I thought was interesting, but makes sense. And so Star Wars Fan Day, I was like, so you can go dressed up as your favorite Star Wars characters?
I know usually May 4th is a big time.
That's the official. May the 4th be with you.
To do all the Star Wars stuff that I know a lot of people do in the parks, and that's usually the time around Star Wars weekends as well.
Yeah, and the thing with these events is since they're unofficial days, you've got to keep in mind that Disney has rules against costumes. So, like, you could not show up dressed as Darth Vader. Nope. You would not be allowed into the park.
No masks.
Yeah, so you have to be careful with those things, but it's still a fun little thing. So Star Wars Fan Day is one of them. Have you heard of Tiki Day? Tiki Day is like... Basically, you should think of it as John Lasseter's favorite unofficial day because all that you do is wear vibrant Hawaiian shirt prints.
That's great.
Yeah.
Does everyone flock to the Tiki Room?
Yeah, so there's the Tiki Room's very popular, of course, during that day, and the Dole Whip.
I always find these unofficial days are so funny because it's actually those things like the Mark Twain and the Tiki Room that get huge amounts of line, and then any other day it's like a walk-on.
Yeah, it's here's the thing. People like being among their people, you know? And so it's kind of a fun little thing to do. And they're usually on, they're usually on weekends, aren't they? I was going to say they're usually on off days, which is kind of nice. But now these days, I feel like they're on weekends. So I think that you should do a Tiki Day.
We'll see. I gotta buy a Hawaiian shirt first.
I know you have a closet full of them.
All the time.
What's one of your other favorite ones?
Halloween.
Well, they do have like a goth day, and I always thought it was called Goth Day, but it's actually called Bat Days in the Fun Park. And that's another one that I just came across one day in the park. Unexpectedly, you see people wearing a lot of black, and
I don't know. I mean, so I wear black shirts to Disney, and like I'm fine with it, but I don't know if I could wear all black to Disney. But I know it's a lot of nighttime-ish stuff.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas fans, a lot of Haunted Mansion fans, and it's just like people who like dark, gothy type things. And I think, personally, obviously, I'm not such a goth person, but I have to say, I really enjoy like watching
people watching.
Yeah, like it's so much fun. It's because it's really interesting. Both Patrick and I, obviously huge Disney fans, also huge horror fans as far as horror events are concerned. So I feel like there's a lot of people like us.
Yeah.
And it's kind of strange a little bit, but at the same time, obviously popular. So it makes sense to have a goth day in the park. Not goth day, I mean Bat Day in the fun park. Day. And they do that at Walt Disney World as well, yes?
I haven't heard of it over there.
Oh, really? So this maybe is another just Disneyland thing. If you're at Walt Disney World and you've experienced Bat Day in the park, let us know.
I really don't think it's like I said, like, because Walt Disney World is such a tourist location, there's not a lot of organized events.
Well, I would be curious, like, so there was a Dapper Day over at Walt Disney World. There is a Dapper Day at Walt Disney World. I'm curious how many people, like, plan their Florida vacation around that.
I can tell you Dapper Day consists of probably, like, 80% cast members.
Really? That's a lot of cast members.
Well, what is it? It's 4 parks, thousands of resorts.
Oh, they do it in all... Oh, you're saying
I'm just saying the amount of cast
members. But yeah, it usually only takes place at the Magic Kingdom, right?
Yeah, the past 2 years it has been. It used to take place at Hollywood Studios.
Oh.
The other 2 years beforehand.
Interesting.
Brown derby it up.
Oh yeah, that'd be a great place to go. I do find that there's a lot of great photo opportunities during Dapper Day. It's fun to take pictures with strangers who are dressed up really nicely during Dapper Day, and it's just everybody's in their bow ties. And I found that we went back to Dapper Day for some reason. I don't know how that happened, but I find it
a big one.
I find it funny because like you see like teenage boys even get into it and stuff, like groups of people that normally are like too cool for certain things getting into Dapper Day, and I think that's awesome.
Always fun.
Yeah. Anywho, we digressed there. So one thing that's kind of interesting is Harry Potter Day, which doesn't happen anymore apparently, but it did as of like up until last year. It was the last one, I believe. My assumption is because of Harry Potter and the other theme parks now, but this is kind of cool to me. This is one of those things where it was kind of involved. You would dress up, of course, as if you were from one of the schools, but they had like mysteries to solve and everything. And Yensid was involved as a magical master. So they kind of like...
I feel like I have like seen these days, but at Universal in Orlando.
Okay, which makes sense. And of course, Universal in Hollywood is getting the Wizarding World pretty soon, which could be the reason why the Harry Potter thing left here. But I am curious, like when I was reading about this, I'm like, I wonder how the Disney folks feel about this.
It definitely sounds interesting. I mean,
I would do it. Let me tell you, if they were still doing it, I would totally do it. Yeah. I'm not even a huge Harry Potter fan.
I just remember being at Universal one day and seeing like a group of people dressed as students, like almost doing like a team building activity. Yeah. And I was like, what is happening?
The thing I love about Harry Potter fans is how intense they are. Like, there are quite a few of them who feel like they have graduated from Hogwarts, I'm sure. And I just think it's awesome.
I think there are quite a few Disney fans who are like that as well.
Oh, totally. Quite a few. Probably more.
I know people who think they are mermaids.
Yeah.
100%.
I know
Came from the ocean.
I know somebody that surgically had a fin put on their legs. That's not true.
Gross.
No, it's cool. That's cool. But yeah, the Harry Potter fans are awesome. I mean, you hear about events like all over the world. I didn't like real Quidditch matches and such.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't realize that the Disney parks did it, and I think it's really kind of interesting. I would love to see like unofficial merchandise for Harry Potter days at the Disney parks. I think that would be so cool.
It'd be interesting.
I think it'd be awesome. I have seen like the Disney Castle emblem with, and it says Hogwarts, which I think is cool. I'd love to see more of that. Oh, and then, so what could we do at a Universal park that would be Disney, that would be fitting? So Harry Potter fits Disney because it's magic, and we could put
something with movies.
Oh, what could we put at Universal?
We will go around Universal.
Pete's Dragon. I don't know.
Directing the next live-action Disney movie.
Okay, sure. That one. There comes the Patrick
song.
dance.
Anyway, there's also a thing in Disneyland called Steam Day.
Steam Day,
which I am assuming is like a steampunk holiday,
which I love. I love the steampunk look. I don't dress that way, but I love it.
It's fun to look at.
Oh, God, it's so cool. I feel like only certain people can pull that off, and I'm not one of them. I can do Dapper. I can't do steampunk.
I think steampunk is one of those things, another thing where it's like, I don't think I could walk around Disney all day wearing like metal and...
yes, you could. You dressed as Sven for 24 hours.
What's his name?
Was it Sven? I'm sorry, for Kristoff, rather.
Great, we know our characters.
You just remind me of a reindeer, that's all. Kristoff for 24 hours.
Yeah, that's fun.
But that's so uncomfortable. With a wig. That's way more uncomfortable than dressing steampunk.
It's metal.
I would go steampunk before I'd go with that.
I just don't think I could pull it off.
No. But that'd be cool.
But it sounds like another one of those. I think all these unofficial days are great people watching days. Even if you don't want to get involved, it's just cool seeing something different.
Yeah, and so Steampunk Day is one I don't think I've ever experienced it. There's also a lot of like unofficial Disney clubs, like
don't want to get into them.
A lot of them have denim jackets. Patrick's not a fan of denim jackets.
I'm appalled by denim jackets, and patches. So if you wear a denim jacket, don't let me stop you from wearing denim jackets. I'm just not a fan of myself.
They weren't gonna listen to you anyway. So.
I just feel uncomfortable with like the ones where like people have like buttons and pins. I feel like you're gonna get poked by something at some point. The jingling every time you step.
And who's your favorite of those unofficial denim jacket groups?
It's all of them.
All of them are your favorite?
I love them all.
So what's your least favorite? All of them.
All of them.
Okay, moving on from there. Let's see, Raver Day, which is obvious, like, I feel like this came out of what they've been doing at Disney California Adventure.
Yes.
We've had like a rave going on at Disney California Adventure for, I don't know how long now. I'd say 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. It all started with Glow Fest, which was essentially a rave. Yeah. It was just a lot of neon. And then it went to Electronica, which was awesome. And I want it back. And then there was a
Mad Tea
Party, which was huge. Freeze the Night. So they've had this club atmosphere going on at Disney California Adventure for a while. Plus, to mention Tomorrowland Terrace has an awesome live band all the time. So like a rave night makes sense. It's a...
But when was this a thing before this stuff?
I think it was before it, but I think it got huge once Disney kind of like... Is there a place like that in Walt Disney World? If I would guess at the Hollywood Studios is where I would picture it,
but not rave music. This is like all these have Electronica, Mad Tea Party, Freeze the Night. They've all had like DJs
live
playing
DJs.
Like music. This Hollywood Studios is like Maltra and Shears, which is not anything rave.
Yeah.
They have dance parties some on like special events. I know like Star Wars weekends, they have a DJ out there like mixing like Star Wars and hit songs, but they just call those like dance parties.
Yeah. I like glow sticks, so I'm a big fan of rave days.
I think it'd be another one of the cool like just go watch.
Yeah, go watch it with glow sticks.
With glow sticks.
Yeah. And let's see, a huge one that is happening these days is Disney Bounding. Which, why don't you explain what Disney Bounding is?
Disney Bounding is... It's not like it's an unofficial thing. It's not definitely an unofficial event. It can happen any day you go to Disney. It's basically when you go into a Disney park, you're not allowed to dress up if you're over 14. I believe is the rule.
Oh, I didn't even know there was an age limit, which makes sense because of the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique.
I think it's 14 and under for Bibbidi, so I think 14 and up is the cutoff for like wearing full-out costumes.
I think they should start a store for 14 and up where they dress us up. That'd be awesome.
Well, you can do like the Pirates League and stuff because you just become a pirate. You don't become an official Disney character.
But don't you have to be like 14 and under for that?
No, not for Pirates League.
Oh, really? It's just the princesses?
Yeah. But anyway, Disney Bounding. So to get around that rule, this came about where you wear regular everyday clothes, but you do this thing like they call it color blocking, is where like if you take a Disney character and block out the colors from like bottom to top and you wear that color in everyday clothing, say if you're bounding as Finding Nemo, you would wear like orange pants, maybe like a white and orange striped shirt and like I don't know, an orange hat or any other character, but you're basically becoming kind of like dressing up for that character, but in a modern day sense in clothing.
Yeah. And Patrick has done it as Peter Pan. I've done it as Baymax. I just look like a giant marshmallow.
I mean, you're dressing as a character that's entirely white.
I was white head to toe. I don't wear white. I actually don't own white clothes. I own color clothes. And I had to borrow clothes from people and buy clothes from people to be Baymax.
But yeah, like anyone, there's no specific day. You just go to Disney bound, whatever your favorite character is. Definitely pull out some accessories if you got some. But it's a fun thing that people actually like. It's an actual recognized thing in the parks now, especially at Disneyland, that you could even be like pointed out, like, oh look, hey, there's Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Or
if you're ever Ariel, I highly suggest putting a fork in your hair. I think that's a nice little dingle hopper accessory.
But don't go too far. There's a fine line between Disney bounding and cosplaying. don't wear wigs.
Yeah.
Don't do anything too excessive where you're going like into full costume.
True. So that's Disney bounding for you. And then, of course, there's Gay Days, which is a huge event at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World. And it's just basically celebrating all people and equality. And the thing with Gay Days is you're encouraged to wear a red shirt if you're celebrating. And I will tell you, first time I experienced a gay day was once again
Not knowing.
unbeknownst to me. And I was just like, what is with the amount of red in the park today? Like, I remember being over by Pirates of the Caribbean, like over on the bridge, and just looking all over New Orleans Square. And I kid you not, it was a sea of red. It was crazy. And then, of course, it was explained to me. I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's definitely become a big part in not just Walt Disney World, but Orlando in general, where like they hit up all the parks like SeaWorld, Universal, Disney. But it's besides Dapper Day, it's probably one of the most unofficial days at Walt Disney, because they actually in the confectionery they actually print out like rainbow cupcakes and cookies and stuff. So
it's very smart.
Disney has recognized Gay Days as an unofficial / official day.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the list of like the big ones. There are tons out there. And all you have to do is Google unofficial Disney days and you will find a huge list of things. If you have a favorite one, let us know below in the comments. Even if we didn't mention it today, let us know about it. And yeah, but they're so cool. They're a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Experience some of them if you can. And let's see. Shall we do a little bit of trivia?
Okay.
Shall I ask you first?
Sure.
Okay. Well, we're just talking about Gay Days, and I'm curious, do you know how Gay Days came about for the Disney parks?
Did it come about in terms of other events at the park?
Nope. It happened because in 1998, they used to have a gay and lesbian day, an official gay and lesbian day at the Disney parks.
Okay.
Got canceled in 1998. Some people got angry about this. So they unofficially created Gay Days. And that's how it started. It's actually the first unofficial event for the Disney parks.
Gotcha. That's why it's like, it's almost official, but it's not like they don't like promote it or anything.
I mean, here's the reality. Disney gets protested about these days by religious groups and such, but they never do so, which is probably why they canceled the official thing, because the organization doesn't want to offend anybody. But they don't dissuade this unofficial event because they encourage it. They're making a lot of money. In fact, do you know the numbers, the attendance numbers for Gay Days at Disneyland and Walt Disney World?
Really high.
Really high. Take a guess.
I don't even know the average, so I'm going to upwards of like 20,000.
In which coast?
Here
at Disneyland, it's 30,000.
So I'm gonna guess. I feel the capacity for Magic Kingdom, I feel, is higher. So.
I think it tends to be more than one day too, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is over the like whole weekend or whatever.
Okay.
So 30,000 for Disneyland, and
I'm gonna say 40,000 for
100,000.
Yeah, there's a lot
for Walt Disney World. It's a lot of red.
Let me tell you,
I'm gonna open a little shop outside of the Walt Disney World main gate with only red shirts. I'd have to work like a weekend a year.
It's become way more than a Walt Disney World thing. It's become a straight up Orlando thing where Orlando gets overrun for the weekend.
Yeah. So, and when do they do it?
It's usually around like June. I want to say.
I don't know.
May, June. But like that, like springy summertime.
Cool. But yeah, it's a lot of people. 100,000. I wouldn't dissuade it either if I were the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah,
that's all money in the park.
That's the money.
Yeah, and yeah, so that's my trivia. Okay, Patrick, what's your trivia question for me?
So, like Disney bounding, it's not an official event day, but there's another kind of event that can happen almost any time over at Epcot, and it's very, very popular. Do you know what that could be?
There's no specific day. It happens all the time.
You can just do it like Disney bounding. Just go and do it.
Specifically at Epcot. Club Cool Day.
No. It's not a day. It's just like Disneyland.
Drink Around the World Day.
Yes, it's called the Epcot Bar Crawl.
Okay.
Do you know what it entails?
It entails getting a drink at every country, I would assume, right? Yeah.
So a lot of people do this when they go to Epcot. They start on one side of the World Showcase and make their way all the way around to the other side, getting one drink at each pavilion, which ends up being like 11.
A lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money and a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
But almost on the daily, people take that challenge, and I've never taken the full challenge.
Haven't?
Usually, if you start at Mexico, it's usually a bad idea because you don't go anywhere else. You stay in Mexico. But then if you go the other way, Mexico's the end, and that's not a good idea either. Any way you take it, it's probably not a good idea, but it's a lot of fun.
Okay. Cool, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think that's going to do it for us this week. As we said, guys, comment below letting us know what you think is your favorite unofficial Disney day. And you know what? If you were going to create one of your own, what would it be? Mine would be Honey, I Shrunk the Kids Day, where you just go dressed as Wayne Szalinski.
Sounds awful.
That sounds amazing. What would yours be?
I don't know. It'd probably be, I would create like a musical or like flash mob day where randomly in the park
that'd be fantastic.
People like all day long bust out in like random musical numbers.
That'd be great. Or an organization that actually like organized it and you became part of that organization, went to rehearsals and then just did it. That'd be great.
That'd be fun.
Let's start it.
People would think it'd just be like Disney atmosphere, and it's like,
come on, the Disney Coast to Coast Flash Mob Day. It's coming in 2016.
Okay, it's happening.
And we're dancing to the score of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. What?
Our first one's gonna be Fixer Upper.
Oh, totally.
Done.
Woo! I love it. Guys, thanks for watching. As always, connect with us at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. And until next time, we'll see you next time.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.